It seems Ford had made a filing with the NHTSA concerning the Bronco Sport's VIN number. And since they have done that, we now have a document confirming a lot of things for the Bronco Sport, such as the powertrain, a couple trim levels, and things like that. So let's go over the document, find out what we have, and, well, I hope you're ready for a 3-cylinder Bronco Sport. But that's not the only thing we're going to have to talk about. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give the video a thumbs up. That being said, let's dig into this document right here. Now, this is coming from a couple different sources, one of which being Bronco 6G Forum, and more importantly, this one is coming from Muscle Car and Trucks. Now, they are a very reliable source. I've never had any problems with them giving out false information up till this point. So I feel pretty confident with this. Now, they have a photograph of the actual document. Now, what we are going to confirm is quite a few things. First off, model year 2021. Now, first is going to be the World Manufacturer Identifier, and that, if you follow the line down, obviously Ford Motor Company, Mexico. So they're going into the Mexico plant with this one. And if we skip down the page a little bit farther, where we will see the plant manufacturer, it also says, and pardon my pronunciation because I don't know that I'm going to be saying this right. So Hermoncillo, Mexico? Hermoncillo? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to lie. But obviously the plant for the Bronco Sport's going to be in Mexico. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to say a whole lot about that. Now, over to the third category from the left, you'll see the Line Series body type. Now, what that is, it's giving you all the trim levels of the Bronco Sport. Now, every one of these trim levels does have 4x4 standard, so that's a good thing. Unlike the Ford Escape, who had front-wheel drive, which I just think is ridiculous in any SUV. If you're going to get an SUV, it should at least be all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. But the Bronco Sport, four-wheel drive across all trim levels, starting with the base model. Next one from that is Big Bend, then Outer Banks, Badlands, and First Edition. And this is just an assumption. Take this with a grain of salt, but I'm going to guess that the Badlands model is probably going to be the more off-road version of the Bronco Sport. I'm not saying it's going to be seriously off-road ready like the full-size Bronco, but that's probably going to be the trimmed out off-road model. But all the other trim levels, I'm not sure how they're going to deck them out. It will be pretty interesting to find out once we get a little more into what the details are of those trim levels. But just by the name Badlands, that kind of leads me to believe that's going to be the off-road ready version, or as close as you're going to get to a Bronco Sport anyway. Now, what we're going to do next is move down one more category where you will see engine type, displacement, cylinders, fuel type, manufacturer, and horsepower. So we're going to have two engine options with the Bronco Sport. First being the 1.5 3-cylinder. Yes, we're getting a 3-cylinder. Not too crazy on that one myself. Codename Dragon. And it's said to have 180 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. Not a whole lot to write home about. But you do get one more engine option, and that is the 2-liter 4-cylinder direct injection turbo engine, and that is going to produce 250 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. That is the engine you want. Don't even waste your time with the 3-cylinder. At least that's just my personal opinion. I would go right for the 2-liter turbo engine, 250 horsepower, 275 pound-feet of torque. That's decent. And if you're into tuning, you know that's going to go up drastically higher when you throw a tune on it. The next category down is the VIN check. Doesn't really tell us much. Next one down from that is the vehicle model year, which we already know is 2021. And the next category down from that is the plant manufacturer, which we discussed a little earlier, was going to be the Ford plant in Mexico. Now, this isn't exactly earth-shattering news, considering it is the Bronco Sport, and we kind of already knew it wasn't going to be the big bad boy it's, the full-size Bronco is going to be. But I guess for your soccer moms or grocery getters, you just want something a little bit sporty, I guess, or a little bit off-roady. I guess this could be it. I mean, to me, this kind of competes with the Jeep Renegade. That's what this reminds me of, the Jeep Renegade. But actually, this is better than the Renegade because, frankly, I hate the Renegade. But I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. It's definitely not something I'm going to run out and buy. I'm waiting for the full-size Bronco. I definitely want that. So we're going to check that out. But that's not coming out for another year, especially with this whole epidemic going on. All the plants are shut down, and nobody's manufacturing anything, and we don't know when they're going to start manufacturing everything. This could be several months down the road before they get to actually making the Bronco Sport and the Bronco. So something tells me if I ask for your comments on this, I'm going to get a lot of hate for the Bronco Sport, although we know it's not meant to be the Bronco. All right, this is just something to replace the Escape. I mean, because frankly, would you rather have this Bronco Sport or the Ford Escape? I mean, frankly, I would rather have this Bronco Sport over the Escape. At least it looks a little bit sportier. Not saying you're going to go off-roading with it, but given the choice, this would be the way I'd go. So that's all I'm going to say about the Bronco Sport right now. Again, make sure you drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Catch you next time.